first. And the pharmacist says, I'm sorry, guys, we only have enough for one prescription. And Dave says, I was here first. And the guy said, I don't think so. He grabbed Dave, punched him in the face, assaulted him, assault and battery. You show up, Dave, fat lip, bloody nose, wants the guy arrested. Can you arrest him?
Yeah.
Simple assault. Simple, he punched him in the face.
And Dave wants him arrested. Yeah, he's pressing charges, so
okay,
they arrest him.
All right.
But I think what we're overlooking is I think both of them still got what they wanted because the guy who punched Dave is now hard as a rock, and now Dave is also hard as a rock because he just found out he likes pain.
First of all, the scenario,
what do you think, Dave?
I want to say first, I just want to make clear that the scenario is nuts because I wouldn't have been watching porno last night with Viagra because there was a football game.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it wasn't last night.
I needed the Viagra for the football game.
Because I love those guys in the tight pants. They're so muscular.
Football game. You guys are projecting.
What do you think, Dave? Do you think the cop can arrest him on that?
All right, so here's the thing. And I know that any kind of a physical altercation is tough for the cop because of the fact that there's limited evidence. There's just, now this case, however, there's probably videotape.
Yeah.
Are we taking the videotape into consideration?
You could.
So the
if the guy
cops
denies it, you could. But you got a bloody lip and a bloody nose and a fat lip and some tears rolling down your eyes.
Let's
build the scene here.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously the damage has been done. But let's say this. Let me take a scenario that's not going to ruin my reputation forever and say that Nathan and I see each other and we're fighting over something that's much more reasonable for us to fight over, like the last M&Ms in the display, right? He's grabbed the M&Ms. I said, I want those. I'm older. I should have them. He says, forget it, old man. And so the next thing you know, we're fighting. So as the cop comes in, they've got to determine, and this is a really hard thing, who started it?
Who started
it? Who started it? Now, if you've got it on video, you can see who threw the first blow, but you can't necessarily hear who says things like, if I look at Nathan and say, your mother wears army boots, and that's too much for him, and he snaps, and he hits me.
You might want to call him just a punk-ass bitch.
No, I would never do that. I would never go that far. But I've seen his mother, and she's got army boots.
Yeah,
so
she does, yeah.
The point is, so I'm going to say that despite I do arrest him. I do arrest him because you can see the injury.
There you go.
You can see the injury. Without the injury, you can't prove it. And the cop is
so you think being a cop is easy, don't you?
I do now.
All right.
Now that I know all the answers.
Let me give you the answer to this one. And the law has changed probably in the last 5 or 6 years. That was a simple assault and battery, no weapon. You're not like that badly injured. Your face ain't falling apart. You're not going to go.
My face is my fortune.
Yeah. You're not in a coma. You didn't fall and smash your head. Your brain matter's all leaking all over the floor. Oh. Simple assault. You're fine. 5 or 6 years ago, yeah, the cop could arrest even if he didn't see it happen. If it didn't happen in his presence, in the past, you could arrest. You could definitely summons him to go to court at a later date. The guy who hit you, Dave. All right, whether it's Nathan for the M&Ms or it's the other guy with the Viagra,
we'll say
he could have been arrested.
Okay.
But in this situation, current day, a simple assault that is not committed in the presence of a police officer, meaning he didn't witness it, is not arrestable. The guy can still be summoned into court to appear for an assault and battery. You go to like a clerk's hearing.
Yeah.
And you guys argue with the clerk, and the clerk says, come on, you guys. Dave, you're 40, you're 65 years old. This guy's 52. What are you picking on an old guy for? And Rattigan, what do you need Viagra for? You're all fucking done, brother. You should have gave it to the young guy. So the cop, in that case, does not have a right of arrest. That scenario right there, no right of arrest. He tells you guys both to screw and go home and have a good night.
But I can go down and charge him at the police station, but then the
police officer could take out charges if he wanted to. But he would ask you, say, Dave, do you really want to go to court? If you really want to go to court, the cop will probably take charges out. Assault and battery.
Okay.
Now, actually, it changes a little bit because you're elderly, too.
Yeah, I am elderly.
Yeah, you are elderly.
You're
elderly, too.
I'm an old man.
Yeah, let's keep it simple. You're 55, all right? Let's keep it simple.
55.
Because every time you change certain variables for cops, the laws change and the scenario changes. Let's keep you under the age of an elder. So It's not elder abuse, all right?
Good. Good. I don't want it to be elder abuse. Here's what I've found most fascinating about this scenario is Dale's fascination with Viagra. Have you noticed this, Nathan?
Yes.
Okay. It just seems like it's yours got the Viagra, you've got the Viagra, you've got the Viagra.
Did you see that actually happen? Two guys fighting over some Viagra or Cialis or something like that?
First of all, it would never happen
Yeah.
because it's prescription.
Yeah.
It's prescription drugs. I can see people fighting over. Honestly, I can see them fighting over the COVID tests right now.
Oh, yeah,
Just like
absolutely.
what was it? Beanie Babies and
Beanie
before
Babies back in
those.
the
What
day.
what were those dolls? Cabbage Patch
Yeah,
Kids.
I remember when I first was a police officer. We'll wrap it up with this. I remember when I first was a police officer, the local toy store, KB Toys, used to hire police officers on like Black Friday
Yeah.
and days before holidays because hundreds of people would be in line fighting over Beanie Babies.
That's got to be the worst detail
Yeah.
ever. I would never want to
brutal.
step between two.
Oh, no way.
moms
For what?
fighting
For
over-
nothing? For nothing?
For a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say? You just say what I would say to my kid if that happened. I'd be like, sorry, Santa Claus doesn't care for you.
So I think you guys did pretty good.
Thank you.
I don't know that either one of you are detective material at the moment,
I think we both are.
but you're at least going to probably pass probation, and you'll probably
Excellent.
be full-time cops.
Perfect.
There you
I
go.
I think
Look
we-
how low the bar is.
that's true. Nobody's going for
Yeah,
that
so
job.
I pretty much got a 5-4.
5-4 that I beat.
Yeah, you
Nick.
beat him a little
Thank
bit,
You.
but-
Thank you. I was.
But actually, I liked his answers a lot better because his answers were more realistic with some of the cops that I knew. They used a lot of comedy on the street.
that's why they
a lot
were
of comedy
wrong.
is used on the street.
a lot of comedies used in the
Yeah.
street.
You might be a little stiff. You got to loosen up a little bit, Rattigan.
Not me.
Yeah, old
Not me.
man.
I'm a bad cop. Nathan's good cop. Would be a good team. We could be like a TV detective team. Can you slide over the roof? Can you
Starsky
slide-
and Hutch,
Can you slide over the hood of a car on your way?
Barney and
I
Andy.
can try.
Yeah. Okay.
Which one of you would be Fife?
Huh?
Which one of you would be Barney?
Neither.
Fife.
Neither. I'd be Hutch. He'd be Starsky.
Okay.
I'd be Mulder. He'd be Scully.
Who's that from?
X-Files.
X-Files.
okay.
How do you not know
Well,
X-Files?
Nathan's a movie savant.
No, he's not a movie savant. X-Files was one of the most popular
okay.
television shows of the 1990s. It shaped many series to come. How does he know that?
All right. Well, that was the first episode of Cuff or Kill.
Cuff or Kill. We'll have to play this again.
It's actually our 37th episode, Dave.
It's our 37th
I think it's
episode.
our 37th episode.
And
yeah.
here's what's interesting, and I know we're just talking among ourselves because nobody else cares, but you found that our number one episode, Nathan, you know what our number one episode was?
What is it?
Was when we had the hooker on.
Ah,
BB Roca, baby.
thank God.
He survived a serial killer from New Bedford.
Who
Number one episode. Yep,
Well,
so
she didn't
far.
survive him, but she
Well, yeah.
she left town before he
She
got
didn't
to
like break from his clutches.
right.
But he was probably lurking in his shadow looking at
I
her.
don't think it was the serial killer that did it. I think people like sex. That's why they tuned in. They were like, oh, maybe I'll learn something so I can avoid detection and meet a nice girl for short money.
All right, that was a good one. We kept Nathan under the hour because anything over an hour, he wants an extra few bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Anyway, that's it. That's it. I'm Dave Rattigan. That's Dale Lawrence. Over here is Nathan Arroyo. This has been Inside the Line, Real Stories by Real Cops. And you can check us out at InsideTheLine.org. You can email us at realstoriesbyrealcops@gmail.com. If you liked it, share it because we're trying to build our audience. We'll see you next week.